stood up for a hell of a beating from a big man. Too, I think that man outweighed him by like 30, 40 pounds that night.
There you go.
And Lee,
Yo.
And his eyes were closed on some of those shots, and he stood up. And that's you got to give him a. His eyes were closed, bro. Bam!
Maybe it's like a shark attacking, dude. His eyes just roll into his head, and he gets all crazy.
He lasted. He was up. He's up on his feet. So him and Joshua's becoming huge. Joshua, like you said, I told you guys a few weeks ago, this Parker fight is really scary. And not scary enough to bet. I'm not putting major money. If I had maybe 100 at the sports book, I'd do that for 7. I think you get 780 on the return. But not going heavy because Parker, he's
gonna lose.
He's a hooker.
Bro, he's gonna lose.
Yeah, and he's a hooker, Lee. And sometimes that's not going to go good with the big man with a solid right hand. So I'm leaning towards Joshua, but Lee, because of the timing, because of Joshua's superstardom success, all of a sudden he's an overnight success, international success. Has that gotten to him? Has he trained properly for this fight? Is he going to give that 1 inch to Parker that allows him to land that big hook that puts him down? I don't know. This is a huge fight for Anthony Joshua to show us how dedicated he is to becoming the face of this sport. I honestly believe he does on March 31st if he knocks out Joseph Parker and takes, 90% of the majority of the heavyweight championship. I think there'll only be one belt, right? That would be left to Deontay, and I think Parker has the rest of them. No? I mean, Joshua.
Yeah.
I believe so, yeah. So it's he will become the face. And now you guys with Canelo, not the face anymore, people. I told you, overnight, he went from De La Hoya to fucking Vargas. Canelo is Fernando Vargas right now, you guys. Seriously.
With that said, let's talk about Oscar-de-la-Hoya.
Why you got to throw him under the bus, Lee? He didn't.
Oscar-de-la-Hoya is already stepping over Canelo and moving on.
He's making a comeback. He's
looking for his next big star. Oscar De La Hoya has said, "I want Wilder."
Oh, there you go. Yes,
Wilder,
sir.
Congratulations on social media. Such a great accomplishment when everybody doubted you. Hit me up when you want to make real money and have someone who will promote you to be a pay-per-view star. Technically, Wilder is without a promotional agreement, although Lou DiBella handles most of the events on his behalf of Heyman. So he's not under contract. A few years ago, Rock Nation made their move to sign Wilder. They met with the boxer, offered him a shit ton of money. He didn't take it. In the end, Wilder passed to stay with Heyman and PBC. He is currently... Look, that's a good get. If you're Deontay Wilder, that's a good get. You want to sign with Oscar. It's a good get.
You're instant pay-per-view. You're instant pay-per-view.
You're off of Showtime. You're onto HBO pay-per-view.
Lee, $2 million.
Automatically.
He made $2 million in his last fight.
Oscar needs another big star. This makes all the sense in the world. Like, I don't know where Oscar's going to get the money to make the deal to this guy. But he's got to back up the truck to this guy.
Yeah, De La Hoya is, I think, doing fine in the finance area.
How do you know? He could be drinking and snorting it still?
Because he owns soccer teams. He owns businesses. Like, no, Oscar's money is everywhere. He's got money everywhere. Didn't he just build a soccer stadium? I think he just opened
he might be part of the soccer stadium that happened in LA.
Yeah,
he might be.
Yeah.
They built another soccer stadium down by the Coliseum in downtown Los Angeles.
And I know he bought the one up here in Northern California. I want to say he bought the Earthquakes. I think he bought the San Jose team too, Lee.
Here's the thing. There's money in soccer right now. It's moving, right?
Yes, sir.
It's
yes,
smart.
Sir.
Or we could just say that Mexicans love soccer.
I think Americans are starting to come around.
Not Americans. Mexican
bullshit.
Americans.
Bullshit, Lee. You know what? These sports are
since they don't have Canelo anymore, they're doubling down on soccer.
I bet baseball and soccer make a real big push here in the next decade.
Here's the thing. Now that LA's got a dominant team in the Dodgers, let me tell you the LA Dodgers
their guys like $400 million now, Lee.
Dude, let me tell you something. Okay, because I go to Dodger games. You think that a Raider game is thug life? Let me tell you about going to a Dodger game.
LA's a bunch of losers, bro. We get
Dude,
that.
LA Dodger games are straight up dangerous thug stuff, man.
I'm dead serious. A's games aren't. A's games, you got a bunch of family members out there. The Raider games are a little different, but A's games, no. That's why I hate A's games. Because people talk shit to A's fans and they don't do anything about it. You come talk that shit to a Raider fan, you'll have the whole section on you. You see?
Well, here's the funny part. At a Dodger game, you're just liable to get shot in the parking lot.
Yeah, no doubt. No, Dodgers will handle
What gave it away? The Dodger tattoo on his neck, bro? Leave him alone. I mean...
Yeah, I get it. No,
I got a rule of thumb. I got a rule of thumb when it comes to fan. Don't make fun of the other team if he's got a tattoo of the team on his neck.
Hey, Lee. Or on his back of his head. When it says LA
tattoo on the back of his head,
you better stay away from that guy. He's putting in 100.
And then in small print under the tattoo, there's 5150. Yeah, bro, you got me. You're a badass.
You're a badass.
I'm pretty sure you're packing heat. By the way, they won't let you into the game with that. Kovalev versus
and then it's the cop who's racist when he says, "Are any of you guys on probation?"
Yeah, right. That's profiling. Yeah. Why's it gotta be like that? Because you look like you're on probation, bro. It's LA. Why you gotta wear baggies with a white T-shirt and have a tattoo on the back of your head?
Lose all of our fan base. Hey, listen, you guys, listen. Deontay Wilder only made $2 million in his last fight. That's bullshit.
Woo.
He's the heavyweight champ of the world. You don't make $2 million a fight. Oscar can change that. Al Heyman, he's dropping the ball, right? Deontay Wilder's, what is he, 40-0-39? 8 title defenses?
Yeah, 40, yeah, he's there.
Best you can come up with is $2 million? Come on.
Al Heyman throwing down them big bucks for his champion.
Go to the big leagues. If I'm De La Hoya, I'm at David Hay Ballou. I brought it up last week. I'm going to do it again. At some point, Deontay needs to go to the UK and show them who the hell he is. And if David Hay beats Ballou, that is your guy. That is the fight you take to the UK. Have Oscar as your promoter. You'll make $20 million. You'll sell out the fucking stadium.
Then you bring Joshua to Vegas for $100 million. Right. Yeah.
That's right.
I agree. Go beat up all their heavyweights in England. Force them out.
I don't know why none of you media members aren't running with this. I haven't seen anything
media
about
members,
Wilder.
Dude, they all died in the Great Flood last night. There are no media members there aren't any left.
He needs to cross over at some point.
You know how bad the flooding was last night? We had to stand on Dan Rayfield as a raft to get out of the building. That's a really funny joke for
He's just like a bobber and floats.
He's like a bobber. I couldn't even figure out where he was. I saw the whole unofficial scorecard thing, and I'm like looking around going, how do you miss him? Like, he's got to be in a room by himself. I mean, that's how big he is. I digress. Kovalev McCalkin was watched by about 674,000. That's actually not a bad number. I got to be perfectly honest.
I know.
HBO's
it's half of what the heavyweight champ did.
Sergey Kovalev taking on Igor Mikhalkin, which was a bullshit fight, reached a peak audience of 674,000 on HBO, according to Nielsen. You got Ortiz Wilder, which was clearly the bigger fight, drawing 1.2. Everybody else, after they were done, turned on their DVR and watched Sergey Kovalev take on Igor Mikhalkin. It was a good night for boxing. It was a good night. You had about 1 million fans, which is about what there are, Andrew. I'm sorry. That's just what I believe. There are about 1 million fans that are willing, that boxing fans that actually own HBO and Showtime. No knock to our fan base. I'm sure you guys have satellite. I'm sure. And cable. HBO and Showtime on a Saturday night, instead of out robbing a liquor store, allegedly.
And
let's not put our fan base down.
Streaming is really huge
allegedly
right now,
knocking over a liquor store.
That's terrible.
In North Las Vegas while shooting a pedestrian, allegedly. It'd be so funny. Like, I want to see people write in, did one of the people who listen to the show actually do that? I'd talk about it more, actually. I would, strangely. That would
streaming.
be
a lot of people are streaming nowadays, Lee. A lot of Americans are getting out of the cable industry. Cable's losing money every day.
They're not. Basic cable gets HBO and Showtime. The numbers should actually be higher.
No, I'm telling you, I think a lot of more people are leaving cable. I know in my
I'm going to tell you the guy who's going to win it all. The guy who makes the first deal.
Sell me these fucking fire sticks and dragonflies and all this
shit. Okay, tell me this. Okay,
stuff.
wait, whoa. So everybody you agree with me that Netflix has more money than God, right? Like they'll make everything into content, right? Netflix?
Yeah. Yes.
Right? They clearly have the most money.
Yeah.
The minute somebody puts a fight on Netflix, that will change the game.
Well, they've been talking about all of that. I told you, we've talked about this on the show. That's why some of these companies are merging, because they know social media is pressing. Dude, right. They're talking about Facebook.
Netflix is going to be the game changer for boxing. And the reason
Lee, they are talking about Facebook potentially being the place we go to watch TV.
Why not?
You know that?
Why not? I already have an app. You have a smart TV, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It's crazy, bro.
You've already seen the app for Facebook videos. I mean, it's not that crazy. For those of you who haven't stolen a newer TV yet, again, allegedly our fan base, when you guys steal your next Samsung or smart TV, you download a list of apps, right? You get a Netflix app, you get a WWE app, you get an NBC app. You don't have to actually have cable. All you need is the internet. And you can stream everything off of an app on demand, like Netflix, Hulu.
Evander Holyfield just signed a streaming deal with CBS, people, so it's coming.
Right, and I have talked about it repeatedly on this show, where if you look at the numbers, because everybody says, oh, nobody's going to watch.
Hey, like you said, Lee, I totally agree. You were just a little bit too early. You're a little bit too early with that idea. I keep telling you guys,
the guy who gets it on and streams it first is going to be the one who has the game changer happening, right?
Yep.
Why hasn't Top Rank created, a UFC type website with all of their boxing content?
I think boxing didn't realize it until Mayweather McGregor, Lee. When they lost $100 million.
Literally, if I have money, right, and I've got a kettle, if I'm Top Rank, how am I not calling the same people who do and for those of you who don't know, go get the app for your TV. Well, okay, get a smart TV, then get the app for your TV.
Do any streaming app now.
Okay, Lee, now follow me on this. Why wouldn't you get like the UFC or WWE style setup for your catalog, right? And start streaming it right off of your app for memberships. Like, everybody looked at the WWE, and you guys think I'm crazy for saying this. Everybody looked at the WWE and thought that they were crazy for giving away WrestleMania on their app. You know what? You're wrong. They've got 1 million people who are paying X amount of dollars every month to watch. Yeah,
but Lee, there's a difference, and I'm going to tell you the difference.
Really? How many fights does Top Rank put on every month?
Sells stories. The WWE sells characters. And the boxing sells fights. People won't buy into Top Rank just to pay them $10 a month so they can see that one fight every 3 months that they want from them. The WWE is much different. Just
but
like
Andrew, if I'm paying $100 for a big pay-per-view, right? And Bob is only making $20 per pay-per-view, right? Which is about what he makes. He's only making about 20% of the pay-per-view dollar that you invest.
They make 40. 20% goes to the network off the top, and then they split that other half and half.
Right, but it's a low number. It's a really low number. Everybody has always complained about how much they've got to cut up the pay-per-view pie, right? And I'm not saying you can't stop pay-per-view. I'm saying that if you have monthly content and you work with the small promoters, you're streaming live fights every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from somewhere, right? Plus your entire, 40-year catalog of Top Rank boxing?
Yeah, but it doesn't sell like that. It's so much
That's exactly
different
how it sells.
World.
That's exactly how it sells.
Lee, it would sell if you had De La Hoya, okay? If you've got a 22-year-old kid that every girl in America wants to date, believe me, they will sell that monthly thing. But right now, Top Rank don't have that. Who's he going to put on there that people want to pay $10 a month or $15 a month to keep?
I know you don't believe me. but it's going to be Top Rank that does it.
With the right guy. You got